Hi, I'm going to take a moment out from work here to discuss the healthcare reform legislation, things that aren't getting discussed in the media and in the public debate, things that are much more basic than just who's going to pay for it and what are you going to call it, whether you're going to call it nationalized or universalized or socialized, it doesn't matter, because the very bottom line is that you're turning over your healthcare administration to the same government that incurred the multi-trillion-dollar obligations recently by bailing out corporations, financial institutions, that is now escalating the war in Afghanistan, the same government that got us into Afghanistan and Iraq, the same government that is not getting us out of Afghanistan and Iraq, the same government that initiated the greatest blow to the Constitution since the end of World War II in the Patriot Act, the same government which is not solving problems, which it has basically not done for my entire life. I have not seen the war on poverty, the war on drugs, the war on crime, the various wars that government has puffed itself up to be the hero, the savior. I haven't seen these things work. None of them have done anything but increase debt and, in fact, generally increase the problems they're supposed to solve. So this same government that you have now, which is not correcting the problems of the previous administration, just as the previous administration, the Bush Jr. administration, did not improve the conditions created by the Clinton administration, just as the Clinton administration did not improve the conditions created by Daddy Bush and his administration. These guys are not your friends. I don't know if that hasn't dawned on you yet, but they are there to make money for some people, and it's not you. It should be clear, you're being stampeded. We are all being stampeded as we were stampeded into the stimulus package, stampeded into the bailout, stampeded into the war on terror. Between the media and politicians, we are being stampeded into a health care reform because there is a health care crisis. I haven't seen the health care crisis, I'm sorry, but there are not bodies lying in the street. There's reform needed, but none of this legislation addresses it. You have a secondary problem here, and that is there is no health care system in this country. You have an accident, illness, and disease treatment industry. It is a profit-taking industry, as profiteering as any other industry, whether it's banking or automobiles or whatever. It's a profit-taking industry. That's the medical industry. It's an accident, illness, and disease treatment industry. It treats things, it gets paid for treatment. It doesn't get paid for cures, it gets paid for treatment. And that industry is what you're going to be institutionalizing with a layer of bureaucratic federal administration, like putting the post office between you and your health care. It's an absurd concept, but again, that's what's being voted on right now and being proposed. But it is not going to address health. In our accident, illness, and disease treatment industry, by the time you get into that industry, into the medical treatment, your health isn't there. That's the problem. At the point where you are being treated, you're not healthy. So this isn't addressing health at all. It's addressing, again, accident, illness, and disease treatment. And what is also not being discussed are the hundreds of thousands of people in this country who die dead every year as the result of pharmaceuticals, wrong drugs, wrong treatment, misdiagnosis, unnecessary surgery, and if not dead, are left with a lifetime of treatment. And gee, they're getting paid for that. a lifetime of treatment with drugs. Oh, gee, the pharmaceutical industry is getting paid for that. This is what you're voting on. This is what this legislation is all about. Is going to institutionalize that, and I don't think you want to do that. The specifics, whether there's a public option or not, doesn't matter. If the government were honest, it would say, we're broke, and it is. We're broke. We can't afford this right now. We will handle the economy first. Once the economy is handled, then we'll take a look at health. Health, not this, institutionalizing the medical industry, but health. Again, our government, most of it is controlled by, we knew this during the Bush administration. We knew it during the Clinton administration and the Bush administration before it. This government is being influenced by corporations, banking interests, all sorts of interests that aren't you. It's not me. And these interests are exercising their power over Congress, so that when Congress proposes these wonderful ideas, it's not for you that they're proposing them. Someone's going to make money out of it. There may be some trickle-down benefit to you, but the amount of confusion that this healthcare reform will generate, the amount of damage it will do to an already crippled economy, is unfathomable. And besides that, behind the scenes, with all the noise of healthcare going on and all the debate of healthcare, there are things going on back there with legislation that aren't being put to the front where we should be watching them, such as Food Safety Act. There are a number of things going on that we're not seeing while the healthcare debate is busy taking up the airwaves. So that's what I have to say on the healthcare debate. If you're thinking that your president is going to save you, I'm sorry. The President of the United States, it is obvious, not just this one, I'm not singling him out, the last one as well, and the one before that. These guys are just salesmen for vested interests. We get to vote this guy in, and he gets to tell us what we may or may not want to hear, but we like him and trust him, and by gosh, he's going to lead us. Well, it's not working very well, and I'm sorry, but we need to just say no to this healthcare reform until there is an honest enough government that it can handle it. Thank you.